Somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me. I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed.
Yo, what is going on, Xbox and YouTube? Now, welcome back to some more RollerCoaster Tycoon World for update number 7. We are just basically testing out this brand new update, and I can tell you guys already that this update has made the game way more stable when the park is open. So that means the people within the park do not lower your frame rate so bad compared to the way it was when the game first released for early access. This game is completely playable now, and with the biggest park that I have right here, I average at about 45 frames with about 1,500 to 2,000 people within the park. So I am pretty happy with those frame rate consistencies, and on top of it, there is no more frame rate lag spikes. So it seems like there is more stability within the game, but there is tons of brand new stuff that has been added to RollerCoaster Tycoon World with update number 7. They have further enhanced the way the skybox looks and the god rays here, so everything will run a little bit better and just look a little bit more awesome. Not saying it didn't look awesome already, but we have more building optimization, but I would say there still is some problems with the buildings. A few of the restaurants will not allow you to create a pathing system from them. And I believe it's only a handful of the restaurants, about 2 or 3 of the restaurants have some form of an issue with the pathing system not wanting to work with it. But other than that, there's been further optimization and graphical improvements to the buildings. The intensity factor has been rebalanced across all rides, and the seats on the hypercoaster have been improved, and the graphics have been further improved for the visual look of water, basically based off of our feedback within the RollerCoaster Tycoon forums. The paths have been further improved with a specific focus on end path connections, so that way it's a lot smoother to try to connect paths to pre-existing paths. I would say that the pathing system still needs a lot of work, but once again, compared to the way it was when we first started, we are doing tons better. We've also had further improvements to the logic of the peeps, whether they want to choose one roller coaster versus the other. We've also had peep improvements on the hunger and thirst generations and further tweaks within those categories. Performance has also been continued to be optimized with the assets in the game, leading to further performance gains. So this build of the game should be running and looking much better, as you guys can see. And it was a lot easier to record this game now that it's been further optimized, but we still have tons of little tiny bugs and fixes, and one of them would be when you select one of the peeps camera views and then try to go back into your free camera, the little arrows and the exit button will remain where they are at. But overall, guys, I am totally happy with this update, and as you guys can see with my beautiful looking park here that took me 2 solid days to build, it just shows how much easier all the pathing tools and the terrain tools, and with all of the improvements with the performance and optimization of the game, how much easier it is to still be very creative in the game. Now, there still is some problems with peeps in the game that I have discovered just from building this park with the massive curved sidewalks that you see. Is a lot of the people within your park tend to want to walk directly down the middle of the path, even though there is this whole path that they could walk down, but yet they still do not. We also have a weird problem with the load objects, where basically if you hit a certain threshold with your free camera or even your regular camera, you will see the very fact that the guys are basically loading and not loading within the game. You will see people within the park go from walking to basically being a stick figure and vice versa. So even within these shots right here, if you look close enough, you can actually see peeps that are walking and then peeps that literally look like moving pogo sticks. So there is something going on with the draw distance within the game in that aspect, but it might be them just trying to get the game optimized so that way we can actually figure out what is going on within the game, so that way it runs better, so that way it makes that easier for us. But overall, it has been a lot easier to create the park And instead of having to deal with bugs and glitches, I have been able to create a park that was based off of how creative I could be and not the bugs within the game. But we also have tons of bug fixes, from buildings to campaigns to coasters to graphical bugs to scenarios to the actual UI messing up all of the time. And they know about a lot of the issues that I have mentioned before in my video, so I'm not going to get too deep into that, but I will just let you guys know that a lot of the problems you see within the game, they are working on them. So I have finally gotten that proof and that verification that they are fixing a lot of the problems that we talked about. But I am just so excited for this game to get better and better every day, because all of the brand new things that are being added to the game, I can already see tons of potential with brand new objects being added to the game, such as fireworks shows and basically different things along the lines of pyrotechnics, really more sophisticated gardens, because a lot of the garden assets within the game are very simple, and I do really believe we could do with a few more tree objects or tree samples, because a lot of the trees in my game, you can see, tend to really repeat themselves. So with that being a problem, it would be kind of nice to have a few more trees, but I'm sure within the future they will be adding tons more DLC and all kinds of really awesome things. And then with the user-generated content, it will make it a lot easier. But on to the next update within update number 7 is this brand new flat ride that you see right in front of you. And it is an amphitheater, which will basically, it's like a giant red rock in my opinion. So I tried to recreate that here, as you guys can see. But I really enjoy the amphitheater here. It looks really awesome. And mind you, I do think the characters for this ride could use some work. But overall, it is really awesome, and maybe a few more songs. But the aesthetic of having an amphitheater within your park really ups the ante. And this is what made me think of having fireworks within the game, because it would just really make this area of my park really awesome looking if we had some fireworks going here. But I'm really enjoying update number 7, and like I said before, it is a lot easier to be creative within the game now that it is running much more predictable and much more stable compared to the way it was just a few short weeks ago. But this is the biggest park that I have made within RollerCoaster Tycoon world. It is 3 whole spaces within the area in which you can buy land. So this is the biggest park I have ever created, aside from the park that I literally just put every roller coaster in just to see what it would do and see how stable the game ran. But after making this park look as beautiful as it does, I can't tell you how awesome it is just to sit here and watch my park do its thing. Another problem though that I have noticed, and it made it kind of difficult to record this game, was the very fact that a lot of the rides are breaking down so fast. Like I can't tend to the rides quickly enough for them to not break down. By the time, the guy gets back to his mechanic station, the ride has already broken back down. And when I watch all of the mechanics through the brand new alpha heat map, which has just been added in update number 6, if you guys were not aware, but when I watch my mechanics walking around, they seem like they're very lost and they don't know how to get to the rides. And when I even speed the game up, it takes them like 5 to 8 days just to get to the ride. And sometimes once they get to the ride, like the brand new amphitheater, once he had gotten to the ride and it looked like he was fixing it, he was doing the animation and everything along those lines, the ride did not fix and it just broke again and stayed broken, and it didn't seem like the mechanics were able to even recognize that the ride was not working properly. So a lot of my rides, I've actually had to delete them and put them back into the park. And I even tried closing the park down and allowing all of the rides to be fixed. But another problem I really don't understand, and I don't understand why this is the way it is, but you cannot, if you open the rides within your park, even if your park is closed, they can still break down, which in my opinion, it should not be that way. But that is a very small bug. in this game, and overall I've been really enjoying the hell out of this game, and I'm not even worried about that bug whatsoever. It is not game breaking, and I just hope to see tons more optimization, and I hope to see the performance of this game continue to go up. But with that being said, guys, if I have opened your perspective on RollerCoaster Tycoon World and update number 7, please remember to like, subscribe, and comment. And I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.